Now you are. Now you're recording.
Remember that trailer that we spent all that time renovating and fixing up? Well, we finally did something with it, and we're going to show you where we're camping, and it's going to be awesome. Check this out. So we decided to bring Lois out on her first journey, and we brought her here to the Uinta Mountains at Carmel Campground, one of the national forest parks. Ashley Forest Park, sorry, but it's National Forest Park.
Hi.
And we slept in the camper last night for the first time, and we're gonna have to get some bedding that's a little different because the bedding we have is a little bit.
We have the boys'
thin.
old futon mattress in there,
Yeah.
and there's a reason that only teenagers sleep on futons.
Yeah. And this is definitely a camp where you need to be bear aware. And we have a nephew who does not like to be bear aware, and it just reminds us of him when we see those signs.
We went to the Tetons. I had family come in and visit, and he's a sweet little boy, 7 years old, and you would see signs all over the place like, "Are you bear aware?" And his mom would ask him, "Are you bear aware?" And he was like, "I am not bear aware."
So we're just going to show you a little bit of this area and a little bit of how we're staying overnight in this area, and just some of the fun things that we were learning about our camper.
Yep.
So starting at the nose here, I found this really cool thing on Amazon called a Fastaway Flip, and it's a kickstand for the tongue of your trailer. And it basically eliminates me needing to bring a cinder block or a larger block with a bunch of these wood things on top of it. It's a little easier to manage some 2x4s or boards than it is to do an entire cinder block to put my trailer on. So eventually I'd like to get one of these that's electric, but this works pretty good, and I'm real impressed with that little kickstand. It's really awesome. It actually winds up. When you crank it in, it'll actually wind up when you're setting it up on your truck. So there's a couple things on this side. That fan came in incredibly handy. We had broken a window out and decided not to rebuild it, but to add this fan to bring circulation into the trailer. And it worked. It really worked good, but it's a cooler night. We added these little Lego levelers. They fit together like Lego blocks. It's kind of cool. But we also added this and that on all four corners. Those are stabilizing jacks. Miles, my son, and I put those together. We had to drill through some pretty thick metal, but it really stabilizes it so you don't feel people walking and it wobbling back and forth. So that's some pretty cool stuff. And then we got brand new tires and we got brand new brakes on the old girl. So she actually stops now, where before she did not stop. So we thought that was pretty cool. I'll give you a closer look. So driving here, we lost a hubcap.
Boo.
Boo. I'm just going to take all four of them off now, but brand new tires, brand new brakes. She's safe to drive.
You've got the little yellow blocks there.
That's right.
I don't know what those are called, but he has them.
Chocks.
Yes, there you go.
Yeah. So now here's what I'll tell you about this campground so far. It's pretty clean, and the sites are huge.
Yes, they're big.
You could fit 12 people on these sites easy. We see a lot. I watch a lot of RV channels and all the places they go. And now I'm finally living it, which I love. That makes me very happy. But of all the places that they go, they don't necessarily talk about the campgrounds they stay at. Well, this is dry camping. It means that there's no water, no electric, no sewer. It's just basically $13 a night, and you're paying for the things that you have on your campsite. Trash, they have trash here.
Yeah.
They have vaulted toilets, but we brought our own.
Because
Enough
I
said about that.
I'm getting too old to rough it that much
Yeah.
anymore. And
But
but I've never been one that just wants to poop in a hole. So I don't like them. Yuck.
There you go. But here we go. This is a big campsite. It can hold up to 12 people, so we could bring a lot of people here,
Yeah.
have a lot of fun for a week, and have plenty of room to run around.
In fact, there's a group just over here that, I mean, they've got a big,
Oh, yeah.
they're all going fishing, and, you know, they've got their boats and their campers and their tents and everything, and it all fits on. Well, I think they probably have 2 campsites, but they all eat on one campsite.
There's a lot of tents here, but there's a lot of trailers like ours that are maybe a little rough on the outside, but they work really well and they get us out here.
Yeah.
And that's
And
one
there are
thing.
People camping in their cars. Like there's people here with minivans that they're just sleeping in their van.
Yeah.
They're van camping.
That's right,
Yeah.
and that's
Or
awesome.
SUV camping.
I'll tell you, this is a missed treasure. I think these little campgrounds.
Mm-hmm.
There's 3 of them kind of in a row. There's Carmel, and then there's 2 others, and we're gonna
Man, and I forget what the other
Yeah.
one is. But
and we're gonna take the summer and camp in each one of them to see which ones are the best. And this one so far it's more than adequate. I mean, it's very good. It's got a picnic table, it's got a fire ring, but you can't have campfires right now because of the fire risk.
yeah, it's
So,
been dry, super dry in our area.
But it did rain yesterday.
It rained yesterday,
but not enough.
It hasn't rained for nearly 2 weeks. So yeah,
We'll show you around some of the sites that we see when we're sitting in our campground, because they are gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
This is from our picnic table.
Don't tell us never, because sometimes we have to. We brought the rain. The rain's going to stay. We don't want to camp in the rain.
Yeah, so we are going to pack up and head home. You can actually hear the thunder, which I told Kevin. I said, since we've lived in this area, I haven't heard thunder in 2 years. So Kevin
Leave it to
brought
me.
the thunder. So,
I bring the rain, just like my Aunt Rita used to bring when we went camping.
yeah, so we're going to kind of show you how we kind of pack everything up, and we're going to head home. So in here, we have everything stowed in our cooler. Kevin's going to put his Jackery away. All of this stuff is going to be put away. I've got all of our cooking stuff. We could just kind of stow in the sink, and those are just some extra drinks that we have. So we've got that all so it doesn't rattle around. And then that's kind of my stuff there. So everything is kind of packed away, put away. There's no doors open or anything. So everything's good in here except for, like I said, Kevin will grab his stuff and his Jackery, which that has been a really useful device. I was actually pretty skeptical when he bought that, but it has run our pump. It has run his breathing machine because he has a CPAP machine, and it's done really well. So now this little guy has been super useful for Kevin because his truck is older, so it doesn't have like any kind of backup anything. But this is a generic version of a GoPro, and it links in to his iPhone. It sends out a Wi-Fi signal, so that way he can hook on to that a lot easier, and he can do it by himself without anybody helping him, which is good because sometimes if he goes camping, he's doing it by himself, and he doesn't have anybody to help him do that.
So this little camera, it was $50 compared to what is a GoPro, like $500 to $600. Waterproof case, and it has all these little different platforms that it sits on, because it basically is the cheaper version of a GoPro. Now, the batteries may not last as long, but They give you 2 so you can interchange them.
Well, and you only
Great little
really
camera.
use it for backing up, right?
Great
We
little
don't use it for anything else.
But we could if we
we
wanted
could
to.
if we wanted to, yeah.
But we don't, because I want to save it for this right here.
Yeah.
I got this idea off of a forum from Low Loho, which is a great channel for RVing. There's many out there, but they were kind of the first. And so I always give them props, because being first in something like YouTube is unique.
Well, they've been doing it for
A long time.
like
A
8,
very
9,
long time.
maybe 10 years, something like that. So,
So we're going to
yeah.
keep going because we don't want to be in the rain anymore.
So Kevin has handy dandy tool to do those with, so that we don't have to do it the old school way where you have to crank them down by hand, which Kevin hates that way.
I hate that way.
So there you go.
Dunzo.
Done. And that's how easy that little camera made it. He had it all lined up before, but you know, usually it's you have to have somebody standing back here telling you a little bit more, and then stop. So he can do this all by himself now if he needs to. And there goes his little kickstand thing going up. Whoop. Nice.
Pretty cool, huh?
Yep.
When you put your chains on, all the videos say crisscross them, because that shortens up your chains so they're not dragging the ground. But also, if it comes off, it's gonna hold on better. So right goes to left and left goes to right, and then make sure they're screwed on nice and tight. Gotta make sure that's down too.
All right, Kevin's getting our sway bars put on. You get that one out?
We're just gonna put these in the back of my truck because they're all nasty.
Okay, and then we'll just hose them off when we get home.
We won't put them in the bag because they're all gross.
Gross.
This is our taillights. This is important. This is our taillights. And it has these little indicator lights that show you that your lights are on and they're blinking. Now this might tell me that I have one out. So we're gonna go look at the trailer and make sure that the light is on and working. But these indicator lights are very helpful because they usually match what's going on back there, and if they don't, it tells you you have a problem.
He fixed it. They were blinking. We got done just in time because that was the sky that was just above us. And that is the sky that is coming. That's super angry and gray. And it's already starting to rain again.
There's so many RVing channels out there, so many people getting into RVing, that I felt led to say, we're not teaching anything. But part of our channel is we're going through life and we're learning. We're learning all kinds of stuff. And we're going to be lifelong learners. And RVing and learning how to hook up a truck and all of the things that go with it, it's such a fun learning process. And we're learning what we need to do on a shakedown trip, because that's what this is. We're taking a bigger trip in a couple of weeks up to pretty far, and
Up into Montana.
And now we know we've got some water leaks we got to take care of. We know how to navigate the toilet and the pump better while I'm sleeping.
Yeah.
Because they share, and I know what to do now. But there's just some things that we've learned today over this overnight where we feel like, hey, that's a win. And so our channel, as we go RVing and we do gardening and we do chickens, we're really learning, and we're bringing you along with us to see if you learn something too great. And here's the other piece. If you have advice for us, that's what the comments are for. We want to hear from you. Constructive criticism helps us grow and understand what we're doing good and what we're doing bad.
Yes, please don't be a poop face.
Well, yeah, if you have like mean things to say, you can keep them to yourself. But for those of you who are like RV people that have been doing it for a long time, or gardeners that have been doing it for a long time, or chicken husbandry people, you know, those are all things that we are learning how to do and we could use advice on. But for this video, as you watch what we're doing RVing, by all means, give us some feedback. We'd love to hear it.
Yep.
Oh! Did you see? Get that?
Yes, and that's why we're going home.
Yes.
Because we're just sitting in a giant tin can with lightning striking.
Luckily, we've got, you know, tires in between, but
Yeah, still.
no, that's why we want to go home.
So, we hope that you liked our video. Make sure you subscribe and leave a comment, and more updates as we go. Bye.